talk so much about money nowadays, man. I used to look at you as like a real revolutionary. You know, real revolutionaries didn't need money to change the world. Malcolm X wasn't rich. Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't rich. Like, I don't understand why everything is so much about money and stuff to you now.
Because you need product. You need to own something to have a voice at this point. Because I'm telling you.
But you already got it. You don't need to own something to have a voice. Yeah, you had a voice. When you got on stage and you said George Bush don't care about black people, you was using your voice. You don't need money to have a voice.
I could use my voice, but what happened if y'all don't buy no other albums? Then that voice, people gonna say, oh, he like Arsenio Hall, and he was turning up too much, and now you fired. But when you got money, can't nobody fire you.
No, you know what makes me buy your albums? The great music you produce. You know what makes me not buy your albums? This new narcissistic, egotistical personality you got. That's what turns me off. It makes me say, I'm not going to this show. I don't want him, I don't want to buy his records.
Exactly, but I'm thinking that your last name is the God, right?
Absolutely.
So anybody that's a God can recognize a God. Jesus can Yeezus can recognize Jesus. I mean, you know, y'all know what it is. It's
and
still
God's got to keep other gods on point too.
Keep me on point, brother.
When we see him not on their square.
Yo,
don't seem like you on your square right now, bro.
I'm 100% on my square, but I ain't saying I couldn't use no tighten up. I'm not saying I'm infallible, that I'm flawless. I'm saying I got a cause, and I'm saying that people have been. Look, if you are creative and you design the Yeezy 1s and then Yeezy 2s, and they say you can't design nothing else. That would be like if I made Jesus Walks and they said I couldn't make Late Registration. That would be like if Drake made his first single and they say he couldn't make another single. That's how they was playing it. And then the point where the Yeezys get such an impact and they say, but you can't even have royalties, and we're gonna like.
But you can do it on your own. You got enough money to do it on your own. Like Don C and his hats. Don C, he makes his own hats on the side. It's not distributed amongst a whole lot of people. It's small, and you can do the same thing with the leather pants, with the stuff that you created and started.
People say you could do it on your own, but it's industries. These industries have been set up like the coal industry, like the music industry, like the newspaper industry, clothing, manufacturing, electricity. It's something different to the way these billionaires run the world. And we not a part of that. We've only been let in on a communication level. It's a new form of cotton that we all picking. You communicating radio every day. I'm commuting music every day. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is ain't none of us free. Ain't none of us billionaires. Billionaires, they don't care.
Well,
they do whatever.
You don't have to be a billionaire to be free. Yeah, stop equating freedom to money, my brother. Where does that mentality come from?
It comes.
Why are you equating freedom to money? Money is not what makes us free as people, man.
Y'all would like to. They would like us to think that we are free, but we completely control. We control by a Nike sign. We control by peer pressure. We control by the longing for a particular car to set at a high price. Why do Benzes cost so much? Zara and H&M came and beat Louis Vuitton ass in a matter of short time. What they do, the reason why we want that so much is because they take the creatives from St. Martin's mostly, where Ricardo Tisci, Phoebe Philo, Alexander McQueen came from. And all those guys go and work at Louis Vuitton, like Marc Jacobs, they work at Givenchy, they work at these different places, and they make that stuff that's so good that that's what we want the most. So basically, the most talented people at making visuals and making apparel are put in a luxury box by a small group of billionaires and made us wish to desire LV and fight among ourselves and like walk around with a bag and stuff. And what I'm saying is I learned at this point from being in Paris, where I said I wanted to Mandela the buildings. I wanted to go in Louis Vuitton store and like start ripping stuff down. But what I did is I kept it safe. I just made new slaves and I put it on the side of the buildings. I went from not only the mental slavery that I've experienced with clothing, because I like a Balenciaga sneaker because it's designed better, and then it's kids out there buying a $1,000 sneaker, spending a month worth of pay because I wore it because it make them feel like that's what they need to have in the club. And then I went on to talk about the CCA and hip hop crimes and like, you know, drug crimes that are related to black people having, you know, more time related to them so they can do legal modern day slavery. So I took it from actually mental slavery to actual slavery that they want to enslave us, that they borderline. It's companies that have the same company that will allow it to be a song that promotes guns, would be connected with the exact same corporation that promotes privately owned prisons. It's actually the same company. It's actually slavery today.
But you do know that slaves in the 1800s didn't have a choice. You don't have to be in this industry.
Well, this is my choice.
But you got
you can
got
unshackle
freedom,
your
though.
own chains and go work at Walmart.
No, but he has freedom.
No,
Like you talk about how
Walmart.
happy you are when you with your daughter and you with your fiance. That's your freedom right there. You don't need none of that money. You don't need the leather pants, the Louis Vuitton, and that. That's your freedom.
Fashion. You kids, you don't need fashion to feel important.
That's what I said last night. I turned up. I'm turning up, and I'm growing. I'm learning because I'm still in shackle. I'm still mentally shaded. I'm gonna grow from this interview. I've been so excited. I've been waiting for this interview. I want you to tell me everything that I'm doing wrong in front of everybody so that I can improve that.